Welcome to the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast with Michael LaFido, where top luxury agents reveal their best practices, plus interviews with real estate industry influencers, thought leaders, and luxury marketing experts. You'll come away from each episode with new strategies and tactics to dominate high-end homes in any market. And now for the latest episode of Luxury Listing Specialist. Here's your host, luxury real estate expert, coach, and trainer, Michael LaFido.
Welcome back to another episode of the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast. I'm your host, Michael LaFido. You're in the right place if you are looking to work smarter, not harder. You're looking to increase your average sale price of a buyer you work with, of sellers you work with, of your overall transactions. This is our 150th episode. Woohoo! We are excited. 1 year ago, July 2020, we launched our 100th episode. So we've released another 50 episodes this year during the pandemic, and definitely luxury real estate is still hot. The average sale price across the country has gone up from, I believe it was 280, 285 to around 350. So average sale price of homes is going up across the country. High-end luxury properties, agents that in the past perhaps thought, man, they're too difficult to sell. The days on the market are too long. There's many agents that didn't get on that boat and they're thinking, man, I should be going into the upper price points. So if that is you, you're in the right place. If you jumped on those upper price points a year ago or before, kudos to you. You are in the right spot, whether you be a team leader, a broker owner, or you're an individual agent. As I mentioned, this is our 150th episode of our podcast. When we launched it way back when, we were helping agents, team leaders, and broker owners, but a lot has changed since then. So let's get right into things. So in this episode, rather than cover some of my favorite episodes in 1 through 50 and 1 through 50 episodes and 51 through 100, I am going to focus on episodes 100 to 1, this one here, 150. But I do encourage you to go back and listen. We have some amazing guests. Go to luxurylistingspecialist.com, luxurylistingpodcast.com. Go to luxurylistingpodcast.com, or go to iTunes, and you can go to the Apple Podcast preview and scroll down. And I believe it allows you to search up to 10 episodes at a time. So you can go back. I encourage you to go back to some of our early episodes, and there's some great nuggets there. Don't think, well, man, that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It doesn't apply. That's not the case at all. So again, episodes 1 through 100 had some amazing content, some great guests, some, golden nuggets, so to speak. But we are going to focus on the best takeaways from episodes 100 to 150. So let's get right into things. Again, our 100th episode released on July 24th of 2020. And since then, we've released a lot of great content. I specifically want to start out with podcast number 103. 103. I talk a lot about your mindset. I talk a lot about your environment. There's an old adage, garbage in, garbage. A lot of you might say garbage out. Well, I believe garbage in, garbage stays. So your environment can shape you and your production. So that's what we really talk about, location. Where are you going on a daily basis? Whether it be physical location, maybe some of you, the pandemic was great because you could work from home, but maybe the working from home wasn't great for you because there was a lot of distractions. Maybe there was some negative toxic energy with kids crying and your husband or your wife in a stressful, in a bad mood. So again, the environment that you're in is really important to get your mindset right, whether it be mindset for prospecting, whether it be mindset for talking to clients. There's an adage out there. There's a workout. I work out at a place called Orange Theory Fitness. Maybe you've heard about them. They're across the world, Orange Theory Fitnesses. But I will tell you, there's also a franchise coming up called Eat the Frog. Now, that's an old military term called Eat the Frog. They basically, what they mean by that is whatever's most stressful for you, take care of that early in the morning. So whether it be prospecting, calling that difficult client, whether it be paperwork, whatever it might be, take care of that early in the morning and get it over the out of the way. So that we talk a little bit about that in some previous episodes, but episode 103 is talking about your environment, garbage in, garbage out. The next episode I want to talk a little bit about is episode 126. I had James Hong, the 2020 president of ARIA, on. Again, if you are not part of associations, I highly recommend it. Get involved, not only from a networking standpoint, but also from a referral standpoint. Okay, I can't tell you enough the importance of getting involved in the various associations. Okay, so ARIA is one of those that I recommend for sure. Okay, and James was the 2020 president of ARIA, and he actually spoke at my full day, actually day and a half designation training I did in Napa, May of 2021. We have an amazing highlight video out there. Check it out. But James spoke at it, and he talks about connections, getting involved with connecting with others, being involved is really important, and connecting. So there's some amazing groups I recommend out there. And James was the 2020 president of ARIA. Okay. ARIA is, you can go to aria.org, ARIA, AREAA.org. There's over 17,000 members, 41 chapters, 26 languages spoken in ARIA. And so even if you're not Asian, you should be joining ARIA to support the cause and great networking. Just like even if you're not African American, you should look into NAREB, NAREB. NAREB, I spoke at their national convention a few years ago. A great organization, not just for awareness, not just for great causes, not just to help home ownership within the African American community, but peer-to-peer referrals, great networking. Of course, there's LGBTQ Alliance. I'm going to be presenting at their first annual conference in September in Vegas. There's NAREP, and there's some others out there. So episode 126 with James, the 2020 president of ARIA, is something I would recommend you listen to, and I'd also recommend you look at ARIA. The Asian American population is 23.6 million, and the population's grown fast. There's a lot of wealth within the Asian community, and just amazing people, amazing culture. All right, episode 130. Episode 130, I had on the top RE/MAX luxury agent, Wade Hansen. Wade is very methodical. He's left brain. He's very strategic in the way he thinks and the way he operates. Wade has taken our Lux course. He's got the Lux designation, and he has continued to build on his brand and his luxury presence, so much so that he's the #1 luxury RE/MAX agent in Minnesota. So I highly recommend you listen to Wade Hansen's episode 130. Now, episode 132, I talk about diversity a lot. I was co-founder of a diversity designation that was launched this year called CDS. My role was kind of helping package it and launch it, but it's a certified diversity specialist. But it was eye-awakening to go through the training and listen to the other presenters. It definitely will open your eyes to things. So that was 132, talking about diversity. Diversity is important, not just talking about skin type. Diversity comes in so many shapes, sizes, not just skin color, skin tone. There's so much to diversity. So check out episode 132. One of my early episodes, I had Richard Silver on. Richard is a top luxury agent. He's with Sotheby's out of Toronto, and Richard built his team around his community. In other words, Toronto is a melting pot from a culture standpoint and language standpoint, much like Chicago and major other cities. And he built his team around the community. So he has various real estate agents that speak different languages that are common in his community. So when you're building a team, you should also think about diversity, okay? Not just males, not just females, not just Caucasians, not just African American, but diversity. It also might mean sexual preference as well. Episode 134 is one of my favorite episodes of all time. Matter of fact, for our designation, we have a module in our designation that focuses on staging and positioning. So when you go to market a home that you represent, again, a listing, when you go to market a home, staging and positioning of your home is important. That's what module 9 in our 16 module designation is, staging and positioning. And in module 9, we go into a lot of different examples, but I had the president, the founder, Barb Schwartz of Staging. Barb Schwartz defines staging as preparation of a home so that buyers can mentally move in it. Okay, Barb was awesome. It was a great interview. Barb came up with the term staging. Okay, so you need to be comfortable talking about staging and positioning homes. And I recommend you listen to one of my favorite episodes of all time with Barb Schwartz, 134, episode 134. In episode 140 and 148, we're talking about working with athletes, episode 140 and 148. At the time of filming this right now, or recording this right now, I represent a $5 million property in Chicagoland that is a big time NFL Chicago Bear player. The Chicago Tribune wrote about it. Crane Chicago Business wrote about it. And those opportunities don't come to the forefront unless you position yourself online, the way you market, the way you brand yourself, the content that you're putting out there so that a prospect knows you know what the heck you're talking about. That's going to be really important. So 140, we talk with Jordan Stewart, who Jordan is the founder of the Next Move Network. He's a friend of mine. He's doing some great things for agents and athletes. And then episode 148 is Lee Steinberg, Show Me the Money. Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise was basically modeled. They followed Lee Steinberg around the NFL draft. And Lee Steinberg works with big time athletes. He works with, he's worked with some of the best quarterbacks of all time. He works with some big time players, including Patrick Mahomes is one of his clients. So that's episodes 140 and 148 dealing with athletes. And I do want to talk about episode 143. We're talking about empathy. Be more empathetic. Recently my wife and I bought a new house, and we sold our house of 16 years. And that process made me a better real estate agent, a better consultant and coach, a better podcast host, because 3 kids, 2 puppies, I understand the stress getting a house ready on the market. I'm not a big open house guy, but come December in Chicagoland on a Saturday, my kids weren't involved in sports. I'd host my own open houses to get our house sold. We got a lot of activity. It was a great reminder to me that my sellers would be more empathetic to them and the stress for them to clean up the house, pick up the dogs. I mean, I literally on one of our showings, because we had back-to-back showings and my wife and kids weren't around, I had to throw the puppies in the car with me and wait out the showing at the end of the cul-de-sac. So I certainly am more empathetic to my buyers, to my sellers when I'm running late, to the to the listing agent. So empathy is key. Now, if you are getting value from this or previous episodes, please leave us a like, leave us a review. I was looking on our iTunes account, and yes, we have some decent number of reviews, but we're nowhere near where we need to be. Okay, we have 31 reviews. I'd love that to double from our audience, because that's how we continue to give back. If you get value, that's how you can give back to me. Just like if you do a great job for a seller, you shouldn't be afraid to ask for that referral. And that's what I'm asking for. If you gotten value from this episode or previous episode, please leave us a review. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, if you have a topic you'd like me to cover, maybe it's been a while since I've covered a topic, or something has popped up in luxury, or you think somebody would be a great guest, by all means, shoot me a note, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. We have some exciting things we're working on behind the scenes. We're going to be doing more and more live events in August of 2021. We're speaking at the Florida Association of Realtors. In September of 2021, we're speaking at a big Better Homes and Garden top agent event. And as I mentioned earlier, we are speaking at the LGBTQ first annual conference. And we're planning something really big luxury conference wise. So keep an ear open. We'll keep you posted. As always, any questions, luxury related, real estate related, please shoot me a note, Michael@Marketing Luxury Group. And again, if you are really dedicated to increasing your average sale price, and you say, you know what, Mike, I heard you have this designation, but designations don't mean anything. People don't know what the alphabet letters mean. I'm going to prove you wrong from the standpoint of iron sharpens iron, 16 modules. Check it out. Luxury listing specialist. We require 0 luxury sales to take our course. And if you are a rockstar luxury agent already, I challenge you. I do believe you're going to get some nuggets from going through the training. It's a self-paced course. When we do it online, you get a username and password, and you go through the modules at your own leisure. Again, Michael LaFido here. You guys are awesome. Keep raising the bar in your industry. I have a sign in front of my computer that says, it doesn't say much other than it shows a gravestone, and it says your name, your birth date, and the date you passed, and the number of lives you affected positively. That's what I want. I want you to continue to be the best you possible and affect people positively, raise the bar, build others up, because Lord knows the world is going to build you down. You know, the last thing I'll leave you with is my kids play this game called Fortnite. Maybe you've heard of it. It's got to be the largest income bringing in game of all time. My kids pay money to change out their uniform, their skin, they call it. Okay, it's a digital player. I'm like, oh my God, what are you wasting money on? But that's a whole nother story. But in this game, you start out with all your energy. And then as you travel around and jump and fall or get hit or get damaged or whatever, your energy level sinks, and you need this special octane, this special drink to heal yourself. Otherwise, you'll die in the video game. Well, life is like that. You start out with 100% of your energy, and then you check your phone and those negative texts, or call me, or that difficult client emails you, or whatever it might be, and your energy gets sucked out of you. And so throughout the day, you got to continue to re-energize yourself. So just like that video game, we take a toll in our industry. You log on to Facebook, hey, we listed their house, and guess what? That person didn't list their house with you. So again, whatever it might be, whatever you're reading, who are you listening to, what podcasts like this are you listening to? We need to continue to build each other up and build ourselves up because life is going to drag you down. The competition is going to drag you down. Maybe a client's going to drag you down. So we get kicked in our shins in this industry. You need to be able to build yourself up. So with that being said, we're going to conclude the 150th episode of the Luxury Listing Specialist podcast. I'm looking forward to the next 150 episodes. And if there's anything you guys have questions on, shoot me a note, Michael@Marketing Luxury Group. Again, continue to work hard, outshine your competition, be open for new ideas. Don't be your worst enemy, but build yourself up, because the world is going to drag you down, and prove others wrong. Have a great day, guys. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.